student wears the ridiculous hat I've already done a bit about. It's strange to have this symbolize a student, though, because it directly portrays a graduate, one who follows traditional rituals with expensive rental clothes. At no point of being a student and working towards something would you wear this. It's exactly the symbol of no longer being a student. Looking a bit pleased with oneself suits this emoji, so joy pixels in general studies and in gender studies. The way we understand judges, if you're not going to go with the wig bit, they'd at least be an older person because it's someone with extensive legal experience. That's not evident in any of the designs here on Emojipedia's Next Top Judge, but the grey hair on Twitter is the closest, so that. The sideways gaveling is awkward, especially the orientation of Google's Judge Fist. Ow. The gendered options do bring age into it. A woman judge would be someone like J.K. Rowling. I'm not a fan of traditional costume at all, but being a bit robed does help communicate the role. Emojidetsu's designs looking like the protagonists of an anime set in a judge training school is a repeat punchline, but it's worth it. Look, I drew that. Twitter again for women. I'll take WhatsApp for men, but who am I to judge? The health workers look considerate and trustworthy and not completely worn down. They must be new here. This is one of those where Facebook's expressive gendered ones weren't the nicest, but for neutral, it'll have to be joypics. I'm amused by the elemental matches on emoji, like if you combine a person with a plane, you get a pilot. Did they eat the plane and gain its knowledge? Wow, Emojidetsus look like the protagonists of a... I'm only gonna recognize a pilot if they're absolutely covered with wing insignia, but like bird wings and not plane wings. It's joypics each time. Or would you prefer an astronaut? It's potentially perilous to have your helmet off. That's almost as bad as not taking your protein pills. And if your head isn't attached at all, that'll be bad in zero gravity. Of space women and men, there's predictable iterations of elements I've already described because this is how this kind of emoji manifests and what manifests. It is important for women in space to wear makeup. I mean, nothingness might be watching. Joy Pixels once again happen to have the best of the mediocre designs every time. A different kind of Starman emoji has long been acknowledged as a direct David Bowie reference, which is the kind of thing I'm qualified to scrutinize, unlike everything else on this show, where I just wing it. The gendered versions came first by 3 years, so assess those first. And look, I get the lightning bolt thing, it's one of the few specific references that is still generically applicable. It was designed as part of Bowie's aesthetic, but it's the most iconic, elaborate stage makeup. I embrace it as an emoji element, but this Apple Man one doesn't have a cogent aesthetic built around it. The undercut is poorly incorporated. The other bow ties look more well planned, but they still all come across as singers who were getting a bit old for the pub circuit in 1972, then just rebranded to chase the Bowie trend. Zaggy, Zaggy, Zoggy, and Zuggy. You can actually see their previous careers when they hadn't yet gone for glam. Fakers. WhatsApp commemorates another ridiculously talented androgynous man with a memorably unique but varying aesthetic who died in 2016, and that look might be better to extrapolate to singers in general. Except this stubble makes him look like a plumber in drag, a fancy dress costume. Facebook have a smelly man who's a bit too old for the look he's trying to keep, should cover up more, and has a weird preoccupation with emojis and doesn't know he's not a great singer. Consider how this is described only as a male singer, and Opemoji's more retro take is very valid. Glammy makeup is a decorative, extraneous property to being a singer, but that's not quite enough to make Opemoji worth favouring. Emojidetsu's character appears in fan cams and Twitter replies to completely unrelated things. Women have a similar thing going on, but they're more experienced and adept at applying makeup, and they work this vibe much better. Twitter's has done a lockdown haircut. Prince S is both a really good look and too strange a reference to win. They are something that you'll never understand. Facebook's punking vibe works much better here. She's still someone whose drug habit you should worry about, but at least she's not dating teenagers. Openmojis wears her hair as a scarf. I do think the glam bit is unnecessary, but it's the way it's gone for everyone who's any good at drawing things. Emojidesk's design should be saved for when the idle cafe-made emoji is brought in. Then, of the ungendered, Apple has obscured the lightning eye thing into a more general makeup stain, and it's for the better. That's a vibe, and I like Twitter's wispy waves. Joy Pixels do it nicest in the gender-free and just about in male, and Facebook for female. Here's the teacher with the backdrop they've assembled for their Zoom call. Whenever I like a Samsung design, it's inhibited by their dodgy compression, but they can have this. A glass is a teacher thing. I know snooker cues aren't, or blackboards with huge simple numbers, and if you're gonna motion to something on the board, don't stand in front of it. Apple for this one, and Google for this one. If you liked this video, that's fine. It's fine.